Welcome to the Kerrville Bible Church Stewards Ministry special episode of the podcast. I'm your host for today, Garrett Baxley, and I'm joined for the first time by my fellow laborers in the faith, Evan Hill and Matthew Christensen. We're very appreciative for this exciting chance to give y'all hopefully a summer treat, but also cut up with one another and look back on this first semester of Stewards Ministry and talk about what the future of Stewards will look like, Lord willing. Matthew, I know an introduction isn't totally necessary, but why don't you start us off by giving some insight as to what all you do work-wise, school-wise, what your plans are there, and talk a little bit about your role in Stewards and how you plan to grow those responsibilities per some of what we've discussed.
For sure. Yeah. So for work, I work at a company called Samson Logistics, and we do freight logistics, and freight brokering is what you could probably best describe it as. For school, I'm attending the Master's University online currently, and I've been doing that for about 3 or 4 years. I started when I was a junior in high school.
Oh, wow.
And yeah.
I actually didn't know that.
Really? Yeah.
It's longer than I thought it was.
You can do dual credit classes in high school. So I started taking like one dual credit class per
So what year
semester.
are you technically right now? Like, do they do years?
That is a good question.
Oh.
I couldn't tell you exactly what year. Well, I'm probably in like year 3, technically, like year 2, year 3, like sophomore, junior.
Dude, that's pretty sweet.
So because actually I'll be, Lord willing, graduated in a little less than a year and a half.
Okay.
Lord willing. So
yeah.
I think that puts me in like junior year kind of category. But yeah, that's what I do for work,
Nice.
School.
What degree are you getting?
So for university, it'll be a bachelor's in biblical studies.
Okay.
And then after that, it's my plan to attend seminary in person. So I'll be, Lord willing, going out there fall 2028 and working towards my Master's of Divinity, which will take 4 years. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. Part of me wants to say, boo, no, don't leave.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome.
That's really incredible.
Yeah.
That's a great plan.
Yeah.
I'm envious of his young wisdom because I'm here 5 years ahead in age, but like,
Yeah.
still trying to take it day by day.
Yeah, dude, it's super thankful to have parents and to be the youngest kid and to see what all my older brothers did, and thankful that the Lord has called me into ministry, and I've kind of had this plan set for probably a half a year at least now.
Nice.
So, because I was kind of waffling back and forth. Do I want to go out to seminary? Do I want to go out to college?
Right.
But I've kind of had this set in stone for a while now. So,
For anyone listening, was there something that caused you to make that decision of, okay, I'm going to go in person?
Well, I was talking to Pastor Chris, and he was telling me that I should go to the university in person.
Oh, really? Okay.
But if I'm being honest, it's really expensive, and I just don't want to go into debt.
Right.
So I was like, I'll
Work 2 jobs,
compromise. I'll compromise, and but the working multiple jobs, to me, like, that defeats the purpose of going to college, because part of it was like, oh, you need the experience.
Yeah.
But if I'm just working and/or in a classroom and/or studying the whole time, then I wouldn't have time to actually get the experience.
Have a life.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go out to seminary, because the great thing about Master's Seminary is that they have literally so much funding that tuition is just completely free for every student.
Oh, wow.
As long as you maintain a 3.0 GPA, you can attend for free. So,
wow.
That's amazing.
That's pretty cool. I didn't
now
know that.
there's fees, and you have to obviously live in California, which is very expensive.
Yeah.
Right.
But they do also have some affordable housing which I'm hoping to get into so that I don't have to be working all the time. But
nice.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah,
I guess.
Awesome. What do you do in Stewards? What's your role?
I leading worship. That's like kind of my main role, but hoping to kind of expand that into like evangelistic outreach type of role as well.
Yeah.
But I think we'll probably talk a little bit more about that.
Yep.
A little bit later.
Sounds good. Evan, same question for you.
Which part?
Work,
the beginning part? Yeah, so
in
work.
School, and then what's your role in Stewards?
No school, just work.
Yep.
Trim carpenter for Brown Contracting, and been doing that for a little over 2 years. Growing in that daily. It's a fun job. And a dad of two little girls, and
the only dad in Stewards.
Yeah,
I think.
Until Nathaniel and Sonny. Yeah,
Buddy and Sonny.
Soon enough. But
really, I did not realize that.
This month is the due date.
It's a lot of fun. And then in Stewards, small groups are my main focus, and just coming up with questions for those, trying to dive deeper with the men and have the ladies dive deeper with one another to open up our hearts before one another, really, and be genuine. That's my intention whenever I find come up with questions. Is I want everybody to be able to feel comfortable first and foremost, but also recognize that we are comfortable with one another. So if we have somebody new, like, hey, these questions aren't just like, some of them can be a little personal, but
sure.
I think having that small group setting is perfect for that, because everybody's doing that, and
right.
It's a perfect time to get good answers for any questions that you might have that may not be appropriate to ask in another setting, or you might just be afraid to ask. Try to keep those questions. That's what I want out of the small groups. That's my intention. But yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And I do, work-wise, school-wise, I'm currently seeking full-time employment. I'm actually waiting on an offer from Samaritan Ministries, the Christian healthcare organization. So please pray that I get some good news from them. In the meantime, I've just been cutting lawns, doing basic landscaping and yard work for people.
Stanley Garrett Solutions.
That's right. And school-wise, not in school, but I'm actually looking at getting a university type of education, probably just a associate, so that I can somehow squeeze that into the schedule of all the other things I do. And for Stewards, I'm largely teaching and like administrative stuff. So organizing our schedules, coordinating who's doing what. I talk with Matthew about, what song should we sing. I talk with Evan about, what should we be keeping the focus in our small groups, and then talking about, just whatever we're going to be teaching on through the semester. And so that's been a huge blessing and just a blast of a time doing all that. I wanted to talk about the origins of Stewards Ministry.
Okay.
Really, this came from, y'all can jump in and add anywhere you want, but the idea for Stewards came from Pastor Chris's sermon series on stewarding your time, talent, and treasures. And it was just weighing heavily on my heart. And, Evan, me and you were actually working together at the time, and I just started vocalizing some ideas about, like, us young adults, kind of the college and career age range. We need we need a home where that can be our focus, because our generation has the most time, the most talent, and the most treasure probably out of any generation in forever. I mean, we're in a very unique position.
No doubt.
And so my heart is really to have that, create that kind of space where we can learn and apply what the scripture says about doing all those things.
I don't remember the timeline of it, but maybe you can give me insight. Did you have the thought of the ministry before Chris preached that sermon, or was it he preached that and then that kind of encouraged you in that direction?
It definitely solidified it. I think the
Lord was impressing that on your heart already.
Yeah.
And I remember you for a long time before, like, you pitched specifically Stewards to me, telling me about, like, how you wanted to try and do something like young adults, some kind of young adults thing.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because you and I were throwing a Frisbee, and that's when you first introduced the idea to me.
That's true.
We were I came over, I don't even remember what I came over for, but...
It was at my family's house, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was before you and McKenna got married and everything, and...
That's crazy.
We were throwing a Frisbee, and you just, like... You're like, I have an idea. And,
the most common words that ever come out of my mouth.
Yeah, and I agreed. Like, it was just like, dude, that would be so cool. But at the time, it was just like a far off idea, and then it just progressed, and you kept going with it.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I feel like the Lord really kind of gave this ministry to me. I mean, I forgot about that whole exchange.
Really?
Like,
oh, that's funny.
To me, the sermon series from Chris was what sparked that idea, but really y'all reminded me, it actually kind of solidified that desire. And over the course of that whole period, I've slowly grown to, like, accept my calling into full-time ministry. So those things have gone hand in hand, which has been really cool.
Been really cool to see that from my perspective, like from an outsider's perspective, seeing the Lord do all those things in you, and I mean in each of us, but obviously in you specifically with that. It's been really cool.
Thank you.
Really cool to watch.
And I feel like it was needed too, because obviously we didn't really have much for that age range. I mean, we have youth for, the kids that are still in school, but we didn't really have anything for that age range of 18 to 30.
Right. So really the driving force behind Stewards, besides just, having a young adults ministry, is consistency, and, like, we want people to depend on us. So, like, no matter where you are, no matter what your schedule looks like, we want Stewards to be in the roughly the same place, but especially the same time, every first and third Fridays from 6 to 8. And for the 9 times out of 10, that's going to be here at the fellowship hall. So I just wanted to have, like, an anchor point for anyone, no matter where they are in life. So yeah, I mean, we were talking about those things, and I specifically had you two in mind, and y'all were on board, thank the Lord. And so I approached Chris and said, "Hey, we've got this idea. I want to make a presentation to the elders." And he said, "All right, don't embarrass me."
Oh my
and so the pressure was on. And then I had a week's notice to put together a presentation. Halfway through the week, I talked with Chris. I think it was on a Wednesday night, and he said, "So, like, are you going to have handouts?" Or I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was part of the deal." Man. So it was a good pressure, because I had to rethink my presentation, and take my 3 to 5 page long presentation and condense it down to handouts, and it was just a really good experience. Obviously, we got the approval, and Carson Conklin graciously offered to be the elder over Stewards Ministry, and we've greatly appreciated his service and his guidance. So yeah, we had our trial semester, it was kind of the see how it goes. And I don't know, what do you guys think? Was it a success?
I think it was very successful. Yeah. Just we established a core group, which I think is phenomenal because it just proves that like there are other people who wanted and are seeking like this type of atmosphere where they can go to on a Friday night, do something with their time rather than just sit at home, which was my intention or my hope for Stewards, just
or
bare minimum.
Or
yeah, exactly.
Trouble.
Because what is there to do for 20-year-olds in Crippletown?
Yeah.
What would you, Matthew? What would you be doing with your time if it weren't for Stewards and you didn't have ministry?
Come on, schoolwork.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, outside of work and school, what would we be doing on a Friday night? Like, obviously, I have kids and a wife, so it's like I have a little bit of different responsibilities that I take care of. But
yeah, I mean, if I was like, let's say it's a Friday night and I have nothing else to do, I mean, there's probably a good chance that I'd end up getting into trouble.
Either getting into trouble with like playing video games or something like that.
Not
that's
using
what I'd
my
be
time
doing
incredibly wisely.
Right.
Oh man.
But isn't it so cool? I mean, yeah, you have a full blown family.
Yeah.
But you bring them to Stewards with you.
Oh, for sure.
And Buddy and Sonny, when they have their little girl, it'll be the same thing.
It's nice to have that.
Yeah. And I think, it doesn't just the motivation to spend our time wisely. It's not isolated to Friday night. I mean, there's prep work that goes into it. There's time you have to intentionally sit down and dedicate to, thinking these things out and,
Well, that's why I think, like, even though this obviously isn't in the Bible, but, I'm sure you've all heard the phrase, idle hands are the devil's workshop.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of truth to that, I think, like, for us to have something to do and like, this is my encouragement to everyone listening. If you have like a lot of extra time on your hands, find some way to serve in the church. Yeah. Like, I can guarantee you there's a way.
Or go work a second job.
Church. Like, yeah, you can do that too, but
no. And yeah, unless you have to.
Right.
But yeah, I'd say find a way to serve in the church, because that's gonna, when you're forcing yourself to fill your mind with the things above and not on the things of earth, it will, it's a big help in your spiritual walk, I think.
Turn your eyes upon Jesus, look full in his wonderful face, and the things of this world will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace.
Amen.
I love that song.
I'd like to point out too, though, bring us back to Stewards, and we had a lot of like Shebrews.
Yeah.
The Trail to Table, men's run. So 2 other things were produced out of Stewards.
Yeah.
That got one of which got the ladies together outside of the Friday night aspect, and then the men also. I mean, they weren't anything extreme. They weren't. I mean, we only met twice for the men's thing, but even still, that's better than sitting at home.
Yeah,
and that was really I enjoyed both times that we had a men's run, and I know the ladies, they're actually meeting right now. Yeah, and
they've been more faithful.
Yeah,
they've been. We have.
Yeah. Well, there's this
convicting.
They get to sit and drink coffee. We had to run and do something challenging. But we're men.
Wake up.
We're
at 6
men.
a.m.
We need
morning. I'm not trying to do all that.
We should have like maybe we should make a project ministry where we just build something together.
Ooh, I like that.
Come on now. This is why I hired you.
We're workshopping ideas.
So yeah, we had our trial semester. Went great, and so I think it was either right before or right after we had our last stewards meeting of the first semester. We sat down and said, all right, what do we want the next full year to look like? And so really, I mean, I keep saying this, I want stewards to become a machine. Like, I want it to be this well-oiled, functioning machine, that's not dependent on any one of us. So we're planning the full year. We'll get into a little bit of that. But I also want to, as kind of a transitionary piece, I want to read our new excerpt on the KBC website.
Oh, yeah.
Under the Get Involved page, ministry areas, we have a stewards ministry excerpt that I'm going to read now, unless anyone
we're
has something to
official.
add. Yeah, we're official.
When was that added?
This was added 1 or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah,
right?
just recently.
Yeah.
So
No, I don't think I need to. I was. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. All right. So Stewards Ministry. Stewards Ministry is a crucial space for our college students, young professionals, and young families between the ages of 18 to 30 to gather. In our time together, we aim to make disciples through enlightening and applicable Bible teaching. We accomplish the goal of Christ's kingdom in our small groups, full of encouragement, admonishment, prayer, and accountability. We rejoice in theological truths sung to one another and to our Most High God through our time of worship. We treasure our time of fellowship, sharing delicious meals with one another, hearing updates on upcoming events, and participating in fun and engaging activities. If you are a newcomer to Kerrville or wondering how to get involved at Kerrville Bible Church, look no further. For those between the ages of 18 to 30 looking to cultivate friendships and grow in your walk with Christ, please contact me, Garrett Baxley, to learn about where, when, and where you can attend Stewards Ministry. And our theme verse is, because every ministry has a theme verse, is 1 Corinthians 4, 1 and 2, which says, "This is how one should regard us, as servants of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God. Moreover, it is required of stewards that they be found faithful." So we have it all, and we want everyone to be involved. So I won't call on one of you specifically, but start to chime in with something that was a real highlight in your mind or a fond memory you'll have of this ministry's first semester.
Immediately, what comes to mind is the trial aspect of it. Just we moved from the fellowship hall to the high school room, tested out a few games, when to do those. Like that aspect, I think, is going to stick with me because it's like this is the refining semester, and I just find that enjoyable because it's like that's the growth. That's the visual the visual growth that you can see in it is like we're all learning those things.
Yeah.
Why is that a highlight? I don't know, but I just enjoy that. Seeing that growth, and I'm excited to see where we go from learning all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get closer with one another. I mean, that was the intention of moving rooms.
Yeah.
But learning how the teaching differs from each one of us too. Different styles of teaching. Yeah.
Sweet. Matthew?
I mean, my favorite thing just in general was probably the fellowship.
Yeah.
I think I developed a few really good friendships that would have probably never have happened had we not had Stewards. And I think that was my favorite part, just the ability to like find other people in my kind of age bracket to develop friendships with, and do things even outside of Stewards, which is always enjoyable.
And that's just within KBC. I mean, when we start, because this is our goal is to start getting into like Shriner and some of these other places, and it's like once we start bringing that crowd in, I mean, it's what you're saying will hopefully, Lord willing, multiply tenfold.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The relationships will just explode.
Absolutely.
I'll
add that too, is seeing meeting new people. Just not that I have developed deeper friendships with a lot of them, but like Sunny bringing in the ladies that she's worked with, or just friends that she's known, and then like meeting a guy at the gym and inviting him, and he came and has come twice now, or to 2 things that we've had over the summer.
That's awesome.
It's like that's awesome. That's what we want. Want people to come, but not just to have numbers again, but so that they can have fellowship with other believers and be around good teaching and people who submit to good teaching as well.
Right. For sure. Personally, fellowship is the strongest aspect of it. I mean, I love bringing people together and then witnessing friendships develop, like y'all are talking to. Being in a room where people of all different walks from life are just meshing. I mean, you sit in the room and you just hear everyone talking and just having good conversations. I really feed off of that energy. I also love identifying people's strengths and doing what I can to help them grow in those areas. And working with you guys has been a huge fulfillment of that. And I can't take any credit for it. It's just fallen into place. So, Matthew, I'm glad that you have the role you have, because obviously you're more musically gifted than me, but I love leading worship and just jamming out with you.
You're pretty musically gifted.
Sort of, but like you can play piano. I can't. You got the magic fingers.
Touche.
But the community engagement stuff we have planned, the evangelistic outreach, is just perfect because you have that calm and personable presence. And Evan, your thoughtfulness and intentionality makes you the perfect guy to lead small groups and train small group leaders, and be reaching out to those one-timers and making sure that they're appreciated and missed when they're not able to make it. I hope you don't mind me sharing this, but on the last week, you came up to me and you're like, "Man, I feel bad. I didn't try enough. I didn't do enough."
Yeah.
And that actually caught me way off guard.
Really?
Yeah. I knew there was a lot going on in your life, you know, but I was surprised when you said that because I thought you did a great job.
Yeah, I would encourage you, if you felt like you weren't doing enough and that's how good it is, just imagine
that's
much better.
Yeah,
that's what I think too. It makes me excited to think about it because it's like how much more. I don't know how to say that like in a biblical way, but how much more could the Holy Spirit work through me if I just like stepped up a little bit and tried? Like he's doing marvelous works, right? But like I feel so worthless sometimes. I'm just like I'm just here. I'm just a guy, which is like there's a balance of that. Obviously, we're just clay pots at the end, but at the same time, we can do marvelous works, given that we have the Holy Spirit within us, and that's
But I think there's been so many scenarios where we've reflected on what we've talked about in our elder and training group.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of emphasis on why the plurality of elders is so important.
Absolutely.
And there's a great value in the plurality of us leading this ministry.
For sure.
Because when one of us, gets down or, is discouraged, we have these other people around us who even unbeknownst to whatever we're going through can just do something or say something that is like just opens our eyes. I mean, there's definitely been at least 1, maybe 2 weeks where I was miserable. I didn't want to be there. Like I had to teach and I just got up and I just felt like I just read my lesson and was just like, and then, but y'all were like,
and then we're great. Like, dude, that was great.
So I'm very, I say it a lot, but I can't say it enough. How grateful I am that y'all are my friends and willing to serve alongside me. So, we're
friends.
Yeah, I think so. You were a groomsman at my wedding, so I hope. But we've had over the summer we had a night of worship. That was great. There was a lot of sitting, a lot of standing. Thanks for being patient with us there. It was over a lot quicker than we thought it would be. So next time we'll double the set list. But then we had
we ought to get feedback on that. Like, did people like the timing of it?
I think so.
Or did you get feedback?
I got good feedback.
Yeah, I got good feedback.
Because I don't want to. The reason I say that is like, should we extend it, or was that a good time?
I think most of the people I talked to were like, "Oh, it went by a lot quicker than I thought it would." And definitely,
that's fair.
Maybe more scripture reading.
Maybe, yeah.
I would enjoy that.
Job of that.
Yes.
And then obviously we most recently, which was already like a week ago, but we had our Stewards on the lawn for July 4th. Any of y'all want to, how did y'all think that went? And then Evan, what's left for the summer?
Yeah. Do you want to say anything on Stewards on the lawn?
Before I wasn't there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
lame.
It looked fun.
No, you had family in town, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I had family in town.
That's good. I brought my family with me, so but
all right,
different kind of family dynamic there. I think it went really well. Garrett and I had we had a moment there where we were just like standing, looking at everybody, sitting on the lawn, chatting it up, eating, and it's like
proud
this
fathers.
is kind of. It's like, dude, this is exactly what we could have dreamed.
Yeah.
It's more than what we could have dreamed for, and more than we could have hoped for. It's just, it was wonderful to see everybody smiling, laughing, and
great food.
making memories. Like, very personal to me was seeing everybody sitting in lawn chairs on a lawn. For whatever reason, it felt nostalgic because my grandmother had pictures in her hallway. So their hallway was very short, but it was lined with just old pictures of her parents, grandparents, and everybody, just like every kind of picture you can think of. From like hunting pictures to just scenic pictures. But one in particular that I always looked at for whatever reason was a picture of my great grandmother sitting in a lawn chair, surrounded by a couple other people. I guess they were at a barbecue or something. Yeah. And that's what, like, I saw that at Stewards, and I'm like, this is the type of stuff people make memories with. Yeah. And I was like, man, this is awesome.
That
like,
is cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Of course.
That's cool.
But yeah, so that was really enjoyable. And I'm hopeful that we can do more things like that.
Yeah, agreed.
For the rest of the summer, we've got, that was kind of a break, but for the rest of the summer, we've got a night of prayer on the 17th, which is a church-wide event. So
from 7 to 8 p.m.
7 to 8 p.m. Kind of following, are we going to follow the outline of how the old prayer nights used to be?
Yeah, I think
Old
so.
night of prayer?
Yeah.
Okay. So for anybody who doesn't know, that's just an hour where we'll be up there leading kind of the prayer.
Yeah.
Are we going through?
I think we'll go through the ACTS model.
The acronym.
Yeah, and then in the past, they've had, a little handout where there's,
that's
lots
right.
of different things
That's
you
right.
can pray for, family, the church, government, whatever.
Forgot about that.
Yeah,
That's
I think
good.
that'd be good.
Man,
Yeah.
bring back prayer nights
Indeed.
Dude, that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And then on the 31st, Stewards' only event is bowling in Fredericksburg from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
Yeah,
that.
that's gonna be sweet.
I learned how to. Last time I went bowling, like halfway through, I learned how to bowl really well.
Was it Tim that showed you?
No, I figured out how to do it, and I ended up like beating everybody.
Nice.
And it was a lot of fun.
that.
So I'm excited.
That's not what happened to me last time I went bowling.
The trick is you gotta grab the ball with both hands and spin it. That's I figured out how to do that like consistently, and it was like, man, this is.
You're also just
so I'm excited to go to bowling.
freakishly athletic at everything. So it
depends.
Yeah, you have an advantage.
There's a few things I found that's like I am not coordinated to do this.
Right.
That's like, anyways, bowling in Fredericksburg on the 31st. So
awesome.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
But also for the fellowship because, dude, bowling's just fun.
Right.
Get some pizzas.
Yeah.
Get some drinks.
Right. I mean, that'll be like
have a blast.
6:30 to 7:30 is like the official. I mean, that's the hour that we have the lanes rented.
Right.
So eat the idea is eat dinner before you come to bowling, and then we'll have our fun, and then 7:30 is early enough that like we can go grab ice cream or something after. So we'll probably like go somewhere as a group.
Yeah.
Just maintain that.
Is that Freddy's in Fredericksburg?
No,
There might be.
They have
There's
a Clear
Chick-fil-A
River.
down the road, though.
Ironically, no Freddy's in Fredericksburg.
That is ironic.
You should open up a franchise
Ooh.
Yeah.
while you're doing ministry.
Yeah, exactly.
And working your other
could
job.
just
That
be-
that could be your second job.
I could just be studying while I'm.
Hey,
running
no, that
Freddy's.
could be your job, Garrett.
Oh my
actually,
gosh.
so you could.
Ooh.
Don't even.
Garrett Stanley, Frederick.
Oh my gosh. Matthew, what are some changes, additions, things we'll be working to improve this next year in Stewards?
So I touched on it a little bit earlier, but we really want to like start probably targeting Shriner mostly and going on campus and just like handing out like little handouts and like trying to really pick stewards and get people to come. And again, not like because of the numbers, but just because, That's what
We
the
want
Bible
people to
tells
know
us.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what the Bible tells us to do. I mean,
Right.
we're it's just evangelism, and it's a really convenient way to evangelize, to be like, hey, we have this fun thing
Mm-hmm.
where you get to eat free food and meet new people
Right.
and play games and
Yeah.
other stuff there too.
Yeah. And it's my
Um,
wife's food, so it's great.
It's always good.
Yeah.
Yes,
Home cooked
more
meals.
more tater tot casserole, please.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's
More
the
burgers. The burgers are always good.
Yeah. So that's one thing that we want to do. Beyond that, I think Garrett and Evan want to start like kind of training up another guy to maybe split up the small groups into 2 groups.
Mhm.
Was that
That's kind of the
and
idea.
and a lady.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
McKenna is taking charge of the current small groups, but if we grow, we want to have another lady in the lineup to do the same thing.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, we want them. We have a guy in mind, and already working on that partially.
Mhm.
It's going to be. We'll have to like flesh it out as we go, kind of
Mhm.
thing.
right.
But got a good plan set up
Yeah,
for
and
that.
the idea of it is the multiplication of disciples.
Absolutely.
Because that's
Right.
that's kind of the bread and butter of small groups.
Yeah.
So
So it won't be me like stepping away from small groups at all.
Right,
It'll
right,
just
right.
be 2 groups,
yeah.
2 small groups when we go to small group time. And obviously, that's also in preparation and hopes that we get more people.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because I mean,
If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
that's right. But
Preventative medicine type B.
yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
Matthew, anything else?
Yeah, I mean, beyond those 2 like kind of main things that we want to start implementing, just polishing up everything, the order of the night, and kind of separating the different times so that they feel distinct instead of like kind of just a jumbled, sometimes chaotic
Yeah.
mess, but just really like polishing everything up and making it really organized and fun for the
All
people.
flow
Yeah.
together. Yeah. I mean, I think, at first I was really adamant about like, we need stewards to be on Shriner campus. But, I think with, it'll be your domain, but I'll probably be with you for
Stewards
some of
at
it.
the beer garden.
Right. I don't know if that looks good on a poster. But I think I've grown to be more concerned about getting people like off campus, because Shriner is really a bubble.
Mhm.
And you can get in, but it takes a little bit more effort to get
Yeah, do
people
Shriner
out.
students are they just on campus like 24/7? Because I never see people.
No, I think some of them,
that age
not
bracket,
all of
just
them
around.
live on like in the dorms. But some of them have like jobs on like facility jobs
Mhm.
that go towards their tuition, or they have or jobs in town.
Mm.
So it's a mixture of things. But yeah, this talking about our full year of stewards, and I felt like it was a really easy topic to choose for our first semester, the fruit of the Spirit. That we had 9 weeks. Actually, we technically met like 11 weeks, but we had 2 weeks of wiggle room. There were 9 fruit of the Spirit, so we had a great time teaching on that. So, I mean, I don't know exactly how many weeks in the full year there are for us, but it presented sort of a daunting task to say, all right, we got to fill this up with some kind of teaching topic. So,
Mhm.
Planning it out, we're going to teach through the will of God. And I chose it because I don't remember where I was reading, but it says, this is the will of God for you. And I think it was 1 Thessalonians actually was the first instance of that I read. And it just stood out to me because our generation is always like,
Mhm.
millennials and Gen Z especially are super like, what is God's will for my life?
Yeah.
And so in doing research, I'll get into that a little bit, but the Bible tells you what the will of God for your
Absolutely.
life is.
Yeah.
So
Plain and simple.
our very first week, I'll kind of
I say plain and simple.
right. Yeah, it's easier said than done.
Right.
But so in my research, I just want to give everybody a sneak peek into what we're going to be talking about. There are 3 categories to God's will. The first is His will of decree that pertains to His sovereignty. Everything that happens in existence in history is God's will of decree. Then there's God's will of desire. That is the commandments and statutes that we find in His Word, like at the 1 Thessalonians, I think it's chapter 4, where He said, "This is God's will for you, that you abstain from sexual immorality." Then the third category of His will, which is what a lot of us tend to be most concerned with, is His will of direction. And really all that is we want sort of this arbitrary revelation from God. We want Him to speak to us.
We want like a fortune teller type thing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. We want Him to kind of open a door that shows us a path to really what's a worldly prosperity. We sort of want Him to lead us, take us down the path.
Do I get the red bike or the blue bike?
Yeah, exactly.
The Dr. Pepper or the Coke?
Do I get the 1990 C4 Corvette or the 1991 C4 Corvette?
Yeah. We're looking for when we're asking for God to, show us His will. A lot of times, what we're wanting is the path of least resistance, and so there's a lot of good books,
which is kind of boring when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, and where does the Bible promise that your life is going to be, dandelions and rainbows?
I think that's in First Dreams.
First Dreams.
I think they said something about that in Second Maccabees.
But yeah, so as Christians, we should rest in His will of decree and concern ourselves almost entirely with His will of desire to know Him and walk in His statutes. So we're going to look at a lot of different aspects of wherever the Bible says this is the will of God for you. So that's going to be the first semester is the will of God. We'll end that semester with the greatest will of desire, which is for you to go and make disciples, the Great Commission. And then the second semester in the spring, we'll talk about what it looks like to be and make disciples. Is there anything y'all would want to add to that?
I don't think so.
Nothing.
No, I'm excited for that, actually.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. When you started mentioning all that, I was getting excited over here. I was like ready to go on a run or something.
There's plenty of podcasts you can listen to on the subject, but primarily a great book that little book. It's real easy to get through. Is called "Just Do Something" by Kevin DeYoung, and that's been a great resource in my research on the topic. That is kind of all we have pertaining to Stewards ministry. I do have some.
Sorry, I want to mention. Don't forget to mention the social media page that we have now.
Yeah, that's at the very end. I'm going to plug that. So
follow us on Instagram.
I've got some rapid fire questions before we wrap up. Some of them are fun. Some of them are a little deeper. Where was the last place you ate out?
Jersey Mike's last night.
Mike's, all right. Cool.
Does Domino's count?
I guess. Like home? Like, did you deliver?
Well, yeah, I ate it at home, so I guess I wasn't really eating out. I think Freddy's. I think I ate at Freddy's.
All right. Yeah.
Like, do we have to have been sitting down in the restaurant?
I guess. I mean, eating out.
Well, I mean, we got it at the store and then took it home and ate it.
Okay.
Does that count?
I'll count it.
Well, I mean, you don't really eat Jersey Mike's in the store too much.
Yes, it is. It's very important.
You got to specify, bro.
Yeah.
You got to specify.
Rapid fire questions.
Right.
Sure. Not with us.
Chick-fil-A.
What about
me?
Oh,
breakfast.
I was like, what about Chick-fil-A?
I grabbed breakfast with
I could eat there 7
with Jeff
times
Carpenter. It was great. Good breakfast.
7 times a day?
It's an inside joke. Some of our homeschooled listeners might understand.
Okay.
All right.
What was the last podcast you listened to? Like podcast episode? So you might have to look at my phone.
I actually know exactly the last podcast episode I listened to. I still have it up on my phone. Or unless, was that the last one? The last podcast episode I listened to was from a show called Business Wars. And let's see, it was Disney versus Universal.
Ooh,
The battle for Orlando.
interesting. That's cool. Universal won, right? That's where their thing is. Or is it both?
Disney has Disney World. I'm not sure where the show is going to go because there's like 4 episodes and I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
But it's a really good show.
All right. Cool. Evan?
Last one was Wretched Radio.
Mhm. Todd Friel or Greg Gifford?
Todd Friel. So Greg Gifford is on Fortis. He has his own. That's transformed. This was actually just on the podcast app. Just started playing. Whenever my phone connects to my truck, it just starts playing something. It's either music or a podcast that it's like, yeah, you want to listen to this right now.
Right.
I'm like, okay. But it started
time.
this one. And I'm trying to read the title, but it's like one of those that has sections. So
scrolls.
there's like 5 titles. Anyways, it was a Wretched Radio podcast. It was from July 8th.
Nice.
It was. I didn't make it far through it because I arrived home and there I was.
Cool. Mine is Founders Ministries. They're actually at Founders Seminary. Tom Askell and a couple other guys. Joel Beakey, Vodi Bakum was really involved in that before he passed. But the podcast name is Sermons by Founders Ministries. So look that up. They've got a ton of episodes that are really good, especially their panel discussions. That's what I was listening to on the topic of calling and vocation. And it has Vodi Bakum, Tom Askell, and Travis Allen. There's just a wealth of wisdom in those discussions that I've greatly benefited from. All right, 2 questions in, not very rapid fire. What's a comfort movie or a go-to TV show?
The Black Screen.
The Black Screen. I like that answer. I'm trying to get there.
Yeah.
Go-to TV show.
Franklin.
The turtle cartoon.
Yeah. Parker watches that.
Dude, I don't blame you.
The Andy Griffith Show. That's like my go-to TV
nice.
Come on, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Comfort movie is The Incredibles. That's my number 1
I
of all
could have guessed
time.
that. I could have told.
TV show, I don't know. I'm getting burnt out on TV shows. The Andy Griffith is classic, but I don't seek it out.
I go through seasons.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to watch a show, and then I'll binge watch something for a while, and it's like, meh.
Yeah. Even just 1-2 episodes at a time. Like after a while, I'm just
that's binge watching
I'm done.
for me.
I'm done being emotionally invested.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Wasted time.
What are you reading in the Bible?
John.
Romans.
Acts. Finished Romans. Went straight into Acts.
Nice.
And it's really cool. Any takeaways y'all are getting from that?
Yeah. It's John, of course. Learning a lot about Jesus.
I just recently for school had to do a whole, not super in depth, but study through the book of John, verse by verse, just for school.
Okay, nice.
And it was insane to me realizing as I did that, literally every passage builds on to the evidence of the divinity of Christ or the deity of Christ. And that's the theme, the central theme of the book. But literally every passage has something where Paul's implying yes, this is Christ's divinity being shown.
Where did you say you were reading?
Romans?
In Romans?
This was in John.
Oh, in
I had
John?
to do that recently.
Oh,
Right
okay.
now I'm in Romans.
Oh, gotcha.
But the one thing that I would say about Romans is I was literally in verse 1, and it's crazy when you read, or it's interesting when you read it, because the first verse is Paul, a slave of Christ, called to be an apostle. And so like immediately right off the rip, he's like, Paul, a slave, which was literally the lowest like level of society that you could be in those days, was a slave. So he immediately is like, I'm a slave. And yet he was also called as an apostle. So that like that contrast of being a slave and yet being given the authority of being called as an apostle, a big A apostle, as Pastor Murray would tell us.
I think what I've noticed is how little I know. That's something that stuck out to me because I've read through the Gospels before, and it's like every time I read it, it's like, wow, how did I miss this? Like, this is so important. This is so incredible. Just read. I'm in chapter 5 right now.
Yeah.
And so it's for my Monday morning group. Been reading through a chapter a week. So read the same chapter every day. That's the intention. And reading through chapter 4 a lot, I believe the woman at the well stuck out to me the most. Like Christ's patience was highlighted. Because Christ is standing in front of this woman, talking to her, telling her he's going to give her living water. And just her responses are so common for a human being. And he's so patient.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you reading anything for fun besides the Bible? And I mean, it can be
lots of children's books.
Yeah, it can be theological, but yeah, children's books.
Yeah, Parker brings them to me every day. Nearly every night she wants to read a few books. She'll grab one, bring it, and sit on the couch and like, can you read this? Yes, I can.
Awesome.
And then
cool.
I've not really been reading any books just for fun. I need to though.
Probably, I mean, mostly school.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, are you in the Bible mostly, or do you have reading assignments that are like?
Yeah, I have like textbook reading assignments that I have to do. I mean, my go-to like fun reading book is Louis L'Amour. I'll just pull Louis L'Amour off the shelf.
Have you ever read The Walking Drum?
I've not. I started reading it, but I didn't finish it. That's the like medieval one, right?
It's like a set in the Middle East, sort of like it's got like Muslim themes to it. But incredible story. I haven't finished it. I had it on audio, and I had like a few hours left on it. And then I got a new phone, and like I lost my place in it.
Actually, I'll tell you what I just recently read/listened to. It was such a good book.
What's that?
But you know the movie Hacksaw Ridge, right? It's the book that the movie was mostly based off of. It's called Redemption at Hacksaw Ridge. Such a good book.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we don't agree with a lot of the Seventh-day Adventist theology, and they're very legalistic, and I think you could even call them Judaizers. In fact, I think Chris said that they were like a Judaizing type of thing. But I believe that specifically Desmond Doss actually was a believer, because when you read that book and a lot of the things that took place with his involvement as a medic in the war, like, there's a lot of like clear divine intervention and just answers to prayer with him and stuff. So
that's pretty cool.
It's a very good book, and it was very like it was very refreshing, and like in terms of like my own faith type of thing. So
nice.
I thought it was very good.
And that's awesome how like the Lord uses things like books and movies and stuff to refresh us in those ways. I mean, I know I think I've shared this, like that scene in Hacksaw Ridge where they're about to go over Hacksaw Ridge a second time. They just got slaughtered the first day, and they're lined up getting ready to go, and they're all like, they're just standing in line, and they're like, what are we waiting for? And the captain or whoever it is like, Desmond Dawes is praying, and the camera pans over, and he's just standing, head bowed, like facing away from everybody, and that got me. I was about ready to cry, like right there. I was like, that's so powerful. Like,
I genuinely sometimes, whenever I'm like going through something, I unironically say, "Give me one more, Lord."
One more, Lord. Yeah, that's good. All right, this one I gave y'all a heads up for this question. What's a theological hill you're willing to die on? McKenna
Me?
came up with that question.
Mine immediately, the first thought that passed my mind was the deity of Christ.
Yeah. Awesome.
Because I had, just personally, had a Jehovah's Witness try and convince me that Christ was not God. And it really was a trial that strengthened my faith a lot and strengthened my understanding. It drove me to the scriptures and made me caused me to refine what I know about Christ and what I knew to be true in my heart. But like, why do I know it? Why is that true?
Mm-hmm.
And so it really refined that. And that was a couple years ago that happened. And since then, it's like, yeah, it's a hill I'll die on.
Yep. Cool. Matthew?
The theological hill that I'll die on is the doctrines of grace. And it's not
Spoiler
just
alert.
it's not just because they're true, and I believe they are true, and when you read the Bible, they're literally everywhere. You can't avoid them. But the reason why I would die on that hill is because they have brought me so much like personal peace of mind, peace of soul and spirit, joy, and they've just brought me like so much affection for Christ. When I think about Christ on the cross and when I look at what he did for me, if it feels cheapened, like to me it feels cheapened if you go the Arminian route.
Yeah.
But it feels so much like the reason why I die on it is because it brings me so much affection for Christ, and I want it to bring other people that same kind of affection and feeling towards God.
Yeah. Yeah. Doctrines of Grace was mine also. It's been a big topic of conversation amongst me and my wife and our my in-laws, and actually just reading John primarily is where like I knew I believed in the doctrines of grace, but I wasn't I wasn't well versed on biblical support for them until I started reading through John. And obviously there's a bunch of other passages, but there's so much in that book that's like, it's not us. It has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
And if finite man can choose God, finite man can lose God. But when it's God doing all the work, he who began a good work in you will be faithful to. I'm completely botching that verse.
Will be faithful to bring it to completion in the day of.
Thank you. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Which like I was thinking even more specifically, like perseverance of the saints.
Yeah,
is something that I would really die on, because I think even if you're not like in line with the others, which I don't understand, but even if you're not, I think like you have to believe in perseverance of the saints.
Right.
Yeah.
Like otherwise,
there's so many scriptures that point to that.
I feel like that's the
undeniable.
most evidenced by the Bible.
I mean, Ephesians 1:14, right? You're sealed. The Holy Spirit is our seal. What else could that mean?
And all whom the Father has given me, I will not lose a single one.
What is that? John 10.
Yeah, that's John. Somewhere.
John 9.
Yeah.
But and then back to what you're saying about from the very beginning of John, all things were created through him and for him, and by him nothing has come into being without him. That hasn't been made by him. So
yeah,
it's all about him. It's not about
physical
us.
and spiritual.
Yeah. In him was the life, and the life was the light of men.
I think I'm going to write a book on it.
That would be pretty good. I think John already did that.
You're right. Yeah. Dang it.
Too late.
All right, last question. How can the church pray for you individually or us as a ministry?
Trying to think of how to word this. Pride has been a big issue, obviously, but that has been made more known to me recently, like the pride in my own life, and just the the ways, I guess, the best way to say it is to ask for prayer for the Lord to continue to reveal how my pride expresses itself. Because I've started to notice that. And I've started to notice my pride in different little ways. Like one small way that I can give an example of is on the basketball court. We had a basketball game on Thursday, and even the little tiny, like the thought, there was a guy, he had the ball. I was on defense, and he was trying to beat me, and my pride just snuck in and was like, I'm faster than him, so I got in front of him. Like, I beat him, and I was proud of that. I didn't realize till after the game, but like even that little bit, I recognized later that like that's my pride trying to sneak in, think that because I'm quicker, I'm better. And it's like, gosh, that's so disgusting. But I want the Lord to continue to reveal those things to me so that I can get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sick of my
somehow
pride.
like compete and
Exactly.
win to the glory of God.
Exactly.
That's a really hard line.
Work to the
work.
glory of God. Do all things to the glory of God, because I'm so tempted to just do it for me.
Yeah.
Without even realizing it. Like, I think I do it for the Lord, and it's like,
Right.
Check your heart.
Right. Matthew?
I'd say, like, for me personally, something that I've probably struggled with in the last, throughout the years, but really just like, I need prayer for contentment in my current stage in life. Because it's so easy to just be like, I just want to, I want to skip past all this stuff. I want to be married and have kids and, be at a church, be shepherding a church finally and all that stuff. But, I really want to be content in Christ and content in my current stage in life. And, I always go back to the fact that Jesus was 30 years old before he started his ministry. So how can I expect to be 18 and, speed all those things up? It takes time.
For me, I mean, personally, there's definitely going to be some humility needed, in pursuing full-time ministry, whether it looks like school, but definitely working, if it's a 9 to 5 or whatever it is. I admittedly am very stubborn and like independent in my ways of thinking, and so having to like answer to somebody else is hard for me. And but whatever, my first priority is to provide for my family, and if that means having to answer to somebody, then that's what I need to do. So that can be a struggle. So just prayer for that, and for the ministry. It's required of stewards that they be found faithful, and so in keeping with our consistency of we're going to be here at the same place, same time. Really, our only variable is how many people show up, and that may have nothing to do with how many people we talk to, how much outreach we do, because at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do. We can't change their desires, and so the prayer is that people would show up and get involved, but on the flip side of that coin, it's that if nobody shows up, that we would be faithful and we would preach the word as if there were 100 people in that room versus 3 or 5 people in that room. Or if literally if it was, obviously we would have our wives and whatever, but if it was just us, I would still want to present the word and worship in small groups as if we had.
We would.
Yeah.
We would. We'll still be there.
Yeah.
So.
But that's not to say that it won't be a struggle.
Right. Absolutely.
So.
I forgot you were asking for a prayer request.
All right.
My bad.
That wraps up the questions. Did we have fun?
I enjoyed it.
Good.
Today?
Yeah, like right
Absolutely.
now in our conversation. We're a little over an hour. Might get cut down with some editing, but hopefully a good episode for everybody. And so we had a lot of fun. If you are within the ages of 18 to 30 and you want to be a part of this wonderful ministry, you can contact me, Garrett Baxley. My number is 830-353-0816. If you are not within those ages, but you know someone who could benefit from growing with Stewards, send them my way. You can also follow us on social media, as Evan mentioned, if that's something you do. Find us on Facebook at KBC Stewards Ministry, and Instagram is KBC Stewards, all one word, all lowercase. So thank you for listening. We hope you've been encouraged. Have a great rest of your week, and go be a good steward.